Okay, hello everyone. Hope wherever you are, you're having a great day. And I wanted to do my final video about the ISO that I've been working on. I finally have it finished. And also, this will probably be my last video regarding NuTyX. I've done about everything I can do on it other than possibly building a package, showing how that's done. But other than that, I've really done everything I can do on NuTyX. I've done what I can. It is such a great system, and I've done what I can to try to stir some interest up in it and to help promote it, because this is seriously, I'm not kidding around when I say this. I have never been so excited about a distro before. NuTyX is just so good. It's so simple, and to have a rolling release that is this stable, I have never, regardless of any updates I've received while I've been using this rolling system, never had a problem. It has been flawless. So my hat is off to Thierry and whoever else is involved in the NuTyX project. It's a great system. I wish more people would try it and see what I'm talking about. So I've also been I've been contacted a few times about my ISO, and there has been some interest in whether or not I would make this ISO available. And let me be completely honest with you. When I first started this, well, let me backtrack. It has long been a dream of mine to have a rolling version of MioLinux. And if anyone's watching this and you don't know what MioLinux is, it's just a small distribution, just a small project I have based on Devlin. And with the way Devlin has to develop, it's virtually impossible to have a rolling version. Now, it can be done, but man, it takes a lot of upkeep. So I have long wanted to have a rolling version of MioLinux, but I don't know that. Let me explain a few more things. Am I going to make I'm sorry, my thoughts are a little jumbled right now. Let me explain a little further. Am I going to release this ISO? And the quick answer is no. It works great. It's everything that I personally want. If you're familiar with MioLinux, when I produce MioLinux, you get a base system. Of course, I do some configuration on it, try to make it look modern and make it look nice, but you get a base system that allows you to put whatever applications on it you want. That's kind of my go-to thing. I believe the user should be able to put whatever they want on their system instead of having things pre-installed and possibly having to remove things you don't want. Start with a base system and add what you want and what you need on it. Why am I not going to release this ISO? That's a good question. First and foremost, let me thank those who have showed interest in it. And I mean that. I do appreciate that. First and foremost, number two, I have the utmost respect for Thierry, and I have not asked Thierry if he would mind if I release this ISO. He may not have a problem with it. I don't know. But I feel it would only be right if I wanted to release this to ask his permission. And I haven't done that. Mainly because I saw this as a learning experience. Building an ISO on NuTyX is a lot different than building it for Mio Linux on Devuan, and it has definitely been a learning experience, and it's been a lot of fun. And like I said, all of these videos I've done for NuTyX have been to hopefully stir some interest and to show people a little bit of what NuTyX is about, and that you as a user, you can actually build your own ISO on NuTyX. Now, what are the other reasons? Even though I've got the ISO how I like it, there are still a few little quirks. And let me show you. Here is, I've installed the system onto another computer. This is my old HP DX5150 that only had less than a gigabyte of memory, which I upgraded, and it only has a single core. It's a bad boy. And this is my ISO installed on it, and as you'll see, this is 64-bit. It doesn't say rolling anywhere in here, but it is the rolling release. And look, I don't know if you can see this or not. This is just this computer that I installed it on. Here we have a 64-bit system using 109 megabytes of memory. So that's pretty good. And as you can see, that's just the little basic menu that I use. So that's where I installed it. The ISO works, and it works great. Here's a picture of where I installed it on another partition on this computer that I'm using right now. And this is going to bring me into what are the little quirks. Well, if you notice, I have a network manager running down here. When I was first building the ISO, I was having some problems. I experimented with not including a network manager and with including both network manager and Wicked, and it was strange. If I included one of the network managers, I could not connect on a wired network. If I didn't install a network manager, I couldn't automatically connect to a wireless network in the live session. Both instances I just mentioned are in the live session. So what I did, I discovered that if I don't include a network manager, I can connect automatically in the live session with a wired connection. And on such as this, like this laptop, if I use an Ethernet wire while I'm doing the live environment and while I'm installing, if I use an Ethernet connection, and after I've installed it, then I install Network Manager and the Network Manager applet, then I can connect wirelessly without any problems. So that was one thing I didn't want to cause people to have any confusion about. And other than that, the only other thing that would prevent me from releasing this, other than what I've already mentioned, is I'm not sure if I have enough keyboard layouts installed on the ISO. So that would possibly cause some people some problems. So that's it in a nutshell. The ISO's finished. I have it fired up here in VirtualBox, so we'll look at that real quick, and here it is. Just a quick rundown. We have our basic menu, And this is another thing, I never did figure out what to do to have the icons showing automatically. Also, you'll notice it here in the P menu, Start menu. See, there's no icons. So basically what I have to do, you just have to do it this one time. Either you have to do it once in the live environment and once after installation. Go to Customize Look and Feel and just change something and change it back, or just change it and leave it like that, you know, whatever. But I change it back to what I had it set on, and after doing that, the icons will show in the menu, and here in P menu they're showing up now. There you go. So that's one little interesting tidbit. I have Tint 2 here. I created a small little application using XDO tool to minimize windows. And so we have that. I created a button over here for the log out to end the session. So we have that. FL cards, that's the graphical package manager that NuTyX uses. And I also have the panel switcher. So I can go to fashion mode, which is just the XFCE 4 panel, or efficient mode, which I prefer, which is the Tint 2 panel. And one other little thing, I did not include my oh gosh, what's it called? You know, I didn't include that thing. It'll come to me in a minute. Let me move on. If I open the file manager and go to the config folder, open up the open box folder, I included two different menus, one that has icons and one that doesn't. So if I don't want icons in my menu, I can just copy this one and overwrite the main one here. Yes, overwrite it. And if I reconfigure open box, now I have a menu with no icons. And P menu doesn't have any icons. So that's one thing. Oh, that's another thing. I don't know if you've noticed this. It takes a moment for this menu to open up. On that first, the computer that I mentioned earlier that I installed it on, the old DX 5150, that menu opens up immediately. I don't know what the difference is, but it opens up immediately on that computer. So that's interesting to me, that it shows a little bit difference in how it works on the different computers. Other than that, this has been a wonderful learning experience, and again I thank Thierry for giving us this system, and I hope that maybe I've stirred a little interest in it. I hope that my craziness hasn't turned people off from it. I know I can be a little wackadoodle sometimes, but that's okay. So the ISO is finished. I'm going to still continue using NuTyX as my daily driver. It's a wonderful experience, wonderful system, and if you haven't tried it yet, I hope you will. So you guys, hope you have a great day, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are. thanks for watching.